Mix it up to a paste consistency. Okay. Right where that crease is, going around the headband right here.
But the price is probably 2 to 4 times as much money.
Correct.
We're gonna, hopefully, if he'll agree, we'll put a little list of this stuff together and put it below. I won't put it in my affiliate links, although I might put this bad boy. All right, y'all, I'm super excited. Check this out. We've got all kinds of great hats here, but more importantly, we got the hat guy. The hat guy. This is cernochsconnection. This is Chris. He's a buddy of mine. He was down for the 100-mile yard sale. And I'm like, you have got to come make a video. I get more questions about hats than just about anything. And I'm like, you know what? If we're going to do something right, we're going to get the best. And so I got Chris, and you have got to check this guy out. I'm going to plug him now. But once you see this, you're going to want to go check out these links. They'll be down below. They'll be in the description. He is on Whatnot. He's my favorite seller on Whatnot. He helped me do my first Whatnot. You can see him on OBX Flips on the live shows that he does with Eric OBX Picker and with Tim over the years and with a few other guys like Leroy Blood Sweat Cell and Jimmy Old School Flips as well. And you can go check him out over there. But he's going to show this stuff. I want you to go check out, if you like what you see, I want you to go check out his Instagram, and definitely we'll put a link down below, and you can go check out his Whatnot if you want to buy any of these sick hats. He's going to show us how he makes hats that look like this. I mean, look at that thing. I bought this for $25, and I wouldn't have bought it without you. You taught me tons about old trucker hats. I used to buy these things, y'all, and he would be screaming at me through the video like, buy them all, buy them all, buy them all. I'm like, why would I want to buy that? It takes forever to get it all fixed. He's like, buy it. And he's going to show us how to make them look like that. Thanks for joining us. So Cernoch here, why hats? Why did you get into this right here? Before you show us how to do what you do so well, why did you gravitate towards hats?
So hats have been like in my life, with my dad, my grandfather, they had massive hat collections, and they didn't wear them all. It was basically back in the day, it was almost like a business card. My dad would go to the lumber yard and they'd be like, hey, Frankie, thank you so much for, buying $200 worth of lumber. Yeah. Hey, here's a hat.
Like advertising.
Definitely is just for advertising. Thank you. Plumbers. Hey, check. If you ever need anything, hey, check us out. And they would, give a hat out. Yeah. And so, my grandfather, my dad had huge collections of hats.
And even they would take those iconic, Ford hats and all the truckers, and they would add the business to that
John
hat.
Deere is a perfect example. You would have the John Deere logo, and then where it was at, what the company name was, and so awesome. So that's how I always just gravitated towards that, and every hat also has a story behind it. Yeah. I love looking up the company or the slogan, and it's a lot about history.
And a lot of those hats are very, just maybe a small business. There might only made 50 of them to begin with,
exactly.
Right? And so there's 2 out there that are in decent shape that anybody would want.
Correct.
And let me tell you, he likes all hats. He doesn't just like these sick hats like that, or the incredibly sick hats like I'm kidding. But this stuff he loves, and I'm amazed at some of the stuff he can do, y'all. So he's going to show us today what he can do. All right, so you got a hat example. Show me this one right here. This is my hat. I think these are all my hats, right?
Yes.
Don't tell American Arbitrage about that, because I don't want to give it to him and he wants it and I want to keep it. So
these right here, these are awesome hats. Yeah. And we're going to talk about these in a minute.
50 cents, baby.
50 cents. That's why I love going to yard sales, flea markets, things like that. But how many times at the bottom of a bin you find something like this, smashed up, crunched up, not looking good at all? Like, you would pass over that because doesn't look like anything.
I would have passed over it a year ago.
Yeah, and I'm screaming in your videos, no, pick that. That's the one. You missed that one. Yeah. You missed it, and that's why it's like I want to show you. So what I do is I take this and I clean it, steam it. I've got special tools what we're gonna show, and we're gonna do. I'm just gonna take this one from this. First off, what I'll take a look at, make sure everything, make sure everything's good. Now with these certain hats, the foam is still good. You will have some deterioration in certain foams. K Products, Louisville Manufacturing Company, but that's totally a different video that we're still working. I'm still working on the process on those.
So we're not talking about foam restoration or stripping or replacing at any point.
We're just talking
about cleaning and reshaping.
So
the foam on there looks like it's starting to deteriorate.
No, this one's in great shape.
Okay,
this is a thick Pellin foam, great shape. The snap's good. No rips, no tears. It's just ugly looking.
Gotcha.
And let's just make it look nice. Because I pick up these are the ones I love picking up because 5 minutes I could probably have this hat looking brand new.
Beautiful.
So
right, good.
First thing what I do is check it out. Make sure now it's got dust. A lot of these have dust on it. Just dust is everywhere. So I get this brush. This brush is like $3. You can pick it up at local Walmart, Target. It's a suede and nubuck shoe brush. But this is my favorite brush to use on hats because the bristles are sturdy enough, but light, like flexible enough to get in the nooks and crannies. That's not going to damage the hat.
It's only a couple bucks.
It's like maybe $4 or $5.
Inflation, maybe $5.
Yeah, maybe $5.
Okay. So we're gonna hopefully, if he'll agree, we'll put a little list of this stuff together and put it below. I won't put it in my affiliate links, although I might put this bad boy.
Yeah, that's a good one. So literally, you just start going back and forth. Okay. I get it in the nooks and crannies, okay? Back and forth, and then on here, so you can see it's not damaging the hat in any way.
Right.
It's just getting all the dust off. That's what we want to do.
You guys might not be able to see on this camera, but I can see all the dust, and now I can see that it's gone.
Okay, now this right here, this is a very, very important piece. Now,
hard to find.
Well, I kind of made it popular with a lot of I kept showing it on my Instagram.
Right.
During our YouTubes. This right here is now I don't know how to date it, but the 1930s, 1940s vintage wooden hat press block. So what they would do is they would make, like the hats of like the 40s, and they would put it over here like felt, and they would have another like donut ring. It would look like a donut, and it would come over here, and they would have steam coming up from the bottom, and to be able to shape the hat.
They're using this thing to shape it.
Yeah, so they would put the felt over it. They would put the donut over. The steam would come up, and it would shape the hat.
Okay.
Now, we're not doing that.
Right.
This is the form that I love to use on trucker hats because the trucker hats usually have
to sit tall.
They sit tall. They have a high crown, but a flat top crown. It's not like a rounded hat.
I see.
Yeah, gotcha. So you can find ones on eBay that are all shapes and sizes.
Okay.
This one is a certain size that I like. I forget the dimensions. It's more like a 6. I think it's like a 6 7/8 like fitted hat you could put on here. But it gives you enough room to kind of you do large hats or small hats.
All right.
Now, like baby size hats, you can't put on there. But so we'll take a look at it. So what I just start doing is I will get in here and put the snap on right here. Okay, all the all the little
a lot of times
rivets
you'll
are there.
have trouble with these coming out if it's an older hat or something. Like
Yes,
that.
yes, these can rip. Okay. So whenever you're messing with hats, I always suggest just go one by one, very slowly, because if you rip it, you
might
could
lose them all.
You could damage it. Now you can replace that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So,
think about that, y'all. We're talking about winded out, parted out. He's talking about parting out a hat, for goodness sake.
Right?
All right, let's clean this
up. So this right here is a Black & Decker handheld steamer. Okay. It's got a little water reservoir right here. If you can see that, starts pumping out some steam right there. This is probably the best item you can purchase to reshape hats.
Affiliate links below. Actually, I don't know if it's there. I'm just kidding. But maybe it should be. I have one, y'all. Look, check mine out right there. Love it. So
we'll get the steam going. What I like to do, now the bill's pretty flat. You can put it on a flat surface and just steam the bill right here. Okay. And it gets it nice and flat. Like with trucker hats, I like, even if the bill's curved, I like to bring it back to what it was originally. Right. A flat bill. And somebody can bend it if they want. That's correct. Because some people like a real. Right. They can do that. Exactly. Like me, yo. See, there you go. So we have it flattened out. That's where this comes in. So this is when let me ask you a question here. So there's no type of hat that you can't do that on. There's not, like, could you do that on a corduroy hat? You can do it on corduroy. Okay. The nylon is very, very thin, but you can still. If you do it right, you can. If you still, you can still do it steam. The steam really doesn't hurt. Like, I haven't found a hat that the steam hurts. Okay. So then I just start going inside. This is the warm up phase where you just start warming it up. It's like
absolute artist here.
And then it just starts. I know I've done it so many times that I feel like, oh, I'm not showing off. This is like my technique. So I just get it warmed up right here. Just get it warmed up. The band's actually really, really clean. So we don't have a band, you know, anything with a headband issue. So I try to get that straightened out right there. And then now it's time to go on here. Okay. So then you can already see it taking shape.
Yeah.
Where it was flattened out. So from here, now you can see a little dust on here. That's where you can just, you know, and you don't have to go, you know, you can just hit it a little bit with a brush, get it all.
Now let's say you had a little bit of dirt or something on there. Would you still just, I mean, would you put a little something on the brush or?
You can put a little 91% isopropyl alcohol on here. Just put a little bit on your brush. Now, again, all hats are different. Some are polyester, some are nylon. So if you're unsure of anything that you're doing, maybe your brush, just go a little bit on it and see, you know, just, you have to play around with it because it's like a, you know, it's like a car, you know, they got a million different cars. So it's not all one car's the same, just like hats. Not all hats are the same. So we got the brush. Look at that. We got all the dust on. Now we can really start shaping it. Now, by doing the inside steam, we've already got this popped out. Now, one thing right here, I like to get this popped out because this is a little dented right here. Yeah. I call that the pancake fold. It's when your hats get smushed. I call that the pancake fold. I hate pancake folds. They look horrible. Whenever I won't, you know, berate anybody, but I hate when I see sellers have hats with
That'd
pancake
be me,
folds.
brother. I got a whole tub full of pancake folds.
I'm like, oh, get the pancake. So we went from the inside. Now we're gonna go from the outside. And the cool thing about the steamer is, you may find a lot of hats like this. Okay. Now when Kevin did his whatnot the other night, he brought all the hats like this, and I said, no, I'm gonna steam them all out to give them that poof. Now here's the thing: when they sit like that, they get this like this. Yeah. When you sell a hat, you want to see what it's going to look like, you know, on someone's head. So that's where this comes apart.
So even if you ship it like that or something, you know, but you probably wouldn't even ship it bent like that.
I put it in a 10x8x6 box, and boom, it goes in here like this. Okay, unless like.
So what's the size of box? I'm just gonna ask again. Which one you do?
I use for trucker hats 10x8x6. Okay.
Y'all buy a trash cash hat or a Commonwealth picker hat. I'm not doing that, y'all.
So let's get the steamer going. You can just go around, okay? Now the great thing about the steamer is you can push against it, okay? You can push against it and see that pancake fold coming out, okay? And then what I like to do is I like to get the steam right where that crease is, going around the headband right here. Okay, going on the top right here, okay, and then just turning it around. And you can just keep going, all right? Do a little on top right here.
Turning into a hat that I'd be proud to sell.
Yeah. And with the steam, too, it will get, like, maybe, you know, like, more of the dust has, like, settled in. It'll bring it out. So you can, you know, if you need to brush it off a little bit more, you can. Now, what I do is I let the hat sit on the mold. Now,
after you've done the steaming.
Yeah, after you've done the steaming, I would love to, you know, now if I'm doing multiple hats, I'm like, all right, take it, move it, take it, move it. And I like to just let it rest. Okay. Just let it rest. Let it rest. Now, with some hats, you might have to leave them rest for a little bit longer. With this trucker hat, though, I could probably pop it off right now. But something like this, I would want it to rest on the hat mold to really take shape. Okay. I would leave that on for like 5 minutes. If you have like a little portable fan, it would be great to blow some air on it. Okay. Just to kind of like speed up the drying process. It's going to be a little bit damp from the steam. Right. Okay. But once the steam is done.
So if you're doing multiples, would you then start doing the flat brim part of that while that's moving like a little assembly line?
Yes, you can. Okay. You can definitely start the brushing.
Maybe the cleaning of the inside.
Cleaning of the inside, anything, and you can just let it sit there. Okay, maybe in front of the fan, because it's not going to take that long to reach the shape, especially for the trucker hats that have the nice thick foam. It's not going to take that long at all. Okay. So then what you can do is you can just pop it off, and I know you're going to do like a before and after how that looked. I mean, look at that. From what it was to just...
That is awesome.
A beautiful piece right there.
And think of the price difference. Now, you're good at this, so it might take me longer. And we were yapping the whole time. But the price is probably 2 to 4 times as much money.
Correct. Right? So that hat you had, if you would have just like sold that or listed that, maybe a $7, $8 hat.
Right.
Okay. Now, when we do this, I'm listing this for $35.
Yeah, because that's a killer hat.
Because like, look, I mean, it looks almost, it almost looks brand new. Yes, you're gonna get a little bit of age wear, but look at that. I mean, that's. I
love it.
That's crazy.
And let me tell you, I'm almost so ashamed that I want to delist everything. I'm not going to, but I'm going to start doing this with a lot of hats. So, can you give us some tips, maybe on a hat like this? Like, how are you going to clean, or maybe the inside?
All right, let's do this one, and I can just do like a quickie with that. So,
or
like,
just show us. We don't have
so something like this, like, I mean, this is awesome. Goodwrench 200 NASCAR hats are super popular, especially look at that, made in the USA. That's a good selling point as well. Because, you know, vintage shirts, hats, people want to see that made in the USA. So, you know, it's on the tag. Look at that. It's on the back right there. Okay. Then we got our, you know, sports image right there. That's awesome. So now with this hat, there's a few things that, you know, before I'd even start the steamer, I would start working on. Okay. We got a little bit right here. Okay. A little bit right here. So I don't know what this is. Every hat's different. Every hat, you know, situation. And then in here, we got a little brownness. People do not, even though maybe this is not, you know, has 35-year-old sweatband, you know, sweat from someone, people do not like to see that. Right. Okay. So with this, what I would get is like a little bit of alcohol, put it on a rag, and hit this. Okay. So with that, that's gonna you know, on a black headband, that's gonna remove most of the you know, staining. Just
isopropyl alcohol on a rag.
Correct. So, and you can start seeing it. If we get down here, and you just, and because we're going to reshape this, look at that. It's already coming off.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now.
Well, what are you hitting the side with then? Where you showed me here. Like,
okay, so this right here, I start out with my brush. You wouldn't believe how many like little stains.
Not putting anything on
Not putting anything on there.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's gone.
Boom, boom, going, you know.
But if you had to put something.
A little bit, maybe a little bit of water. Okay. Or a little bit of alcohol. Okay. Okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, I've gone crazy and like literally soaked the hat in alcohol because it was the nastiest thing ever. But I don't recommend that. But look at that. Look at this. If you zoom in on that. Boom. Coming right off. And then especially when it's hitting the steam too, you're adding a little water mixture too. Yeah. Keep that brush by. Hey, just bam, bam, work in circles, wherever you want to do. You know, it'll get the hair off, it'll get the dust off, it'll get, you know, especially like if you're photographing the hats, that's what you want. You don't want a nasty stray hair hitting it or anything like that. And then, you know, even like something like these like little stains right here, I hit it with the brush first, and then if I need to come in with the alcohol, I'll come in here with the alcohol. Yeah. And look at that. Look at the difference that makes right there. Look at that.
And it's just
it's taking off the dust. It's taking off everything. Right. Okay? Look at that. Now.
And then you just go through the same process to reshape it as the other one.
And I might even take a little alcohol and hit that where that stain was. Okay? Maybe hit the, hit the snapback right here. Because they can get a little dusty. Right. You know? And just hit it right there. And then I would complete this right here.
So 2 more things, and we're going to let these folks go, and I'll let you say whatever you want here. What kind of thing, if we're talking about white like this, and if you got to do an extra good job on, or if you really want to get it really clean, because this is over $100 hat.
Correct.
Right? So what would you do to really do a number on it if you really wanted to get it clean?
Okay. So these are the type of hats that I really clean patiently. You do not want to rush something like this. So especially to get this back to the bright white, I use the White Revive OxyClean and the Dawn Dish Soap Platinum. I mix it up.
I'm going to try to get him to give me a list and put all the stuff down below.
Right?
So I can remember. I'll go watch my own video so I can
mix it up to a paste consistency. Okay? Mix it to a paste consistency and then just lay it down in here. Okay? Now, for this, you may have to let that sit there for 12 to 24 hours. Okay? The Dawn dish soap is going to pull the grease out of there, while the OxyClean is going to make it white again.
Okay.
Now, this is a process you might have to do a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I've had it, you know, depending on the severity of this one doesn't look that, this would take probably one, but I've had some hats that are straight brown.
So what do you do to get the paste off? Once you're ready, it's done.
Well, the paste is,
you're just going to get it off with a brush?
Well, you can get a little water, okay, on your sink or something like that. Get a little water, you know, get it out, hit it with a brush. Okay. That's what I would do. Get it, maybe put some water in your brush, run it over the faucet real quick, and then start scrubbing. Okay. And then see where your progress is. Again, like I said, all hats are different. So one may take a little bit longer than the other. And you just keep scrubbing. Now, here's the thing. Scrub it. If it looks pretty good, let it dry. Okay. Let it dry. Because sometimes when it's
steaming.
Yeah, when it's wet, it still may look a little off color because of the fabric. Right. Not because of the stain, because of the fabric. But if you let that sit there and dry out, the next day you pick it up, you're like, whoa.
Now, I got another question, silly question. So when you take your pictures, like this is what I take mine on. Do you have a little head? Do you just set it on something flat because you want to show that it's flat? Or do you take it on here? How do you do your pictures?
So the way I do my pictures are just, I don't use a mold. I don't use anything. I just take a picture of the hat. Okay. And I usually do 6 to 7 pictures. So what I'll do is, so if we're going head on, I love the 3/4 aspect of it because you can see the bill, the graphic, and the mesh.
Gotcha.
So if you're looking at this, you might confuse some people like, well, is it mesh in the back or is it because that's the first picture they're looking at. So I do the 3/4, then I do the front, side, back. Okay, so they can see this, and then I'll flip it up like this and take the inside. Okay, I'll take the inside, and then I'll take a picture of the tag. And then if it's a high priced hat that is dead stock, I will take a picture of the band to show that it's not worn. And if it has any tags, you can take pictures of the tags.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let Chernoch sum this video up. I'm gonna let him talk about his obvious passion, which is starting to become one of my passions, and I owe it a lot to him. And I want to I'm gonna make him plug his stuff. He's way too modest, and I want y'all to go check out his whatnot and check out his Instagram. But I'm going to give him the last word. Obviously, man, you're passionate about this. I feel like you're almost an artist with this stuff.
That's how I feel. That when you can take something that's looking old, crusty, and make it look brand new again, that gives me just like, it's like a therapeutic. I'll go down my basement and I'll pick out 20 hats and I'll put on some music and I'll just make beautiful hats. And it's so fun. It's so fun.
If you want to see him get passionate, y'all, go check out his whatnot.
Yeah, and on whatnot,
auctions.
That's the whatnot. I love doing whatnots because I can tell the story behind the hat. Sometimes when you post it, on different platforms, it's just a picture, and then but I can tell the story why I love the hat and why they should love the hat. So definitely, we're doing hat auctions on whatnot.
Do you have some of your pictures? I think I've seen some pictures of your hats on Instagram.
Yes, on my Instagram. I just need to add some more pictures on Instagram. I get so, one thing I do is I get so like crazy doing the hats, I forget to take the before and after videos or pictures that I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't.
Matter of fact, we should have done it right there with this, and we didn't, did we?
I know, right?
I guess we can use the camera to do it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, I love hats. You can find them, you can get them cheap, and you can make them beautiful again. So
that's really awesome, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna give you a hat, something. I don't know. You have all of my hats. You have my hats.
Yes, I do.
Wait, no, you don't. You got a blue one and a black one? No, you don't. You don't have a blue and a black one, do you? Or you got a trash to cash hat too?
I do not have a trash to cash hat.
All right, we're gonna give you a trash to cash hat. And y'all, if you want to watch the worst podcast in America, you can go check out the Trash to Cash Hat podcast right here. We're gonna give you that one. And watch this. Nope, I can't get it out. We're going to give you 2 of them. I want you to auction one off over there on your whatnot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome.